Hey everyone, this is James, and thank you for joining the live stream today. In today's video, what I thought we would do is jump inside Lightroom, and I'll actually show you a catalog that I have up on the screen here from a recent session that I did with a senior who was getting ready to graduate. She's pretty close to graduating. So what we did was we did the studio look today, and then there are a couple more sessions that we'll do where we will go outdoors. I can't even talk today. So I've got Lightroom up on the screen here, camera here, so you'll see me doing this kind of back and forth. So just letting you know, guys, know what's going on here. The other cool thing is I grabbed the images out of the camera, grabbed my card here, one of several that I've got, and ran them into the computer, brought them into Lightroom, and stopped at that point. So the other thing is I am just looking at these images for the first time with you. So I've never even seen them before. I saw them on the camera, obviously, but I just wanted to just do a live stream where I actually show you some behind the scenes of the images. And, like I said, I'll be looking at them for the first time with you. So let's go ahead and just jump into Lightroom here. So we're in library mode here. Let me go ahead and crank up the thumbnails a little bit and see what we got. During the stream here, I'll also talk about the camera settings that I used. I'll talk about the lights that I used, settings, so we'll go into some of that in just a second. But give me a couple seconds here. I'll take myself off screen just to see how they came out here. So let's see what we got here. And I think these look really good, in my opinion. Just your standard, senior portrait pose here. Cap and gown. Class of 2021, baby. Woo! Yeah, these look good. Okay, let me just stop right here. So, in terms of settings, what I was using was I used two different lenses. I used the 7200 2.8 and I used the 135 f2, but both lenses, my camera settings were at f4. ISO I think was at 160, maybe 200, and I had two lights going, which you can see right here based on the catch lights in her eyes. I had a larger 48-inch softbox to my right, and then a larger a smaller 36-inch softbox to my left, and you can see that in her eyes here. I used, in fact, I'll show you in just a second. I used Godox lights. I used the 8400 Pro, and then I had the 8200. So the 400 was to my right with the 48-inch softbox. The 8200 was to my left with the smaller softbox. And then in terms of the transmitter, let me just back off the screen here. I used this guy right here. So this is the Flashpoint. That is the R2 Pro 2C. And let me turn this guy on. And there you can see the settings that I was actually using. So the A was for the 48-inch light, and the B was for the 82 Pro 100. And you can tell that. Let me go ahead and jump back into the images here. You can kind of tell that in the lighting that's used right here. I mean, there's more directional lighting coming from this side than there is this side, and you'll see that on a lot of the images. There's a good one there. I don't want everything kind of flat, everything plain and even. There's times for that, but in terms of portraits, especially studio type portraits like this, I want to be able to control the lighting and control the settings. And so again, let me jump back out here. 8400 Pro and the 8200 in terms of the lights. And this is the Flashpoint Godox transmitter. This guy can be purchased on Adorama or on B&H. So, good stuff there. Let me jump back in here. I'll take myself off screen so we can see some of these. When I went to the blue background here, I was actually on the 135. When I changed backgrounds is also when I changed lenses, just for the heck of it, just to kind of mix it up. And so that's what's going on here. So yeah, these look real good. You guys might be noticing also with the images, I mean, you might be like looking at this and thinking, what the heck's all this? You know, I'm not really worried about it, to be honest. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I just put this blue background up right before, you know, we did this, and you know, it stretched a little bit, but I've been doing this for so long that this doesn't bother me. I can take this out very easily inside Photoshop, even inside Lightroom now. So not a big deal. But obviously, you know, this is something that you want to avoid. I see some stuff going on down here too, but I'll fix that. That's very easy to do. The one thing that I did do in terms of positioning her is once the background was up, excuse me, I made sure she was about 4 feet, I think about 4, maybe 5 feet away from the background, because I don't want any kind of shadows behind her. And of course, if your lighting's correct and everything else, you shouldn't see that. So I see a lot of beginning photographers when they get into studio lighting, you know, if the background is here, they'll position the subject like right, you know, close to the background. And you know, you learn that from time. But if you're just starting, if you're just getting into studio lighting, you know, you want to keep that subject away from the background a little bit, not right up against it. Or you will have those shadows like you're seeing here. I'll keep rolling here, see what we got. And I think these look very good. The one thing that I will do in terms of editing is, especially with studio type portraits, is I will tweak the skin. I'll also tweak the eyes. Get back in here real quick. And I will also tweak the teeth. And it's nothing against the subject per se. It's just I want everything to kind of be pearly white, and sometimes the eyes have some redness in them from being tired or whatever. You know, I just want that way when the image, you know, you get the image, or you print it out or everything, or you know, whatever you do with it, you know, it's just like bam, and I want your jaw to drop when you see these images. So those are the 3 things I do. I'm very particular about every single image that I look at and tweak. And that's one thing that I will be doing with each of those. There's some actions that I've actually created for myself that I will run inside Photoshop that will do some of this. But anyway, just to let you guys know, that's what I do in terms of editing any studio type shot. So let me remove myself again and look through these. But I'm pleased with how these came out. They look really good. Talked about camera settings, talked about the lights. And like I said, this will be one of a couple of sessions that we will do together. We'll move outdoors next, and I'll go through some of those as well. But this looks really good. Probably will delete that one just because of her eyes, and I'm not really, The rest of these look great. You will notice on this last couple of images here, and I'm at the end right there. What I did here was I basically, you know, got her centered up and then just moved the camera off frame, because what I'm going to do with these couple of images here is I'm going to put 2021 beside her. So that's, you might be like, what in the world's going on here? That's the reason I've done that here. So, but overall, I think these came out great. And like I said, you're seeing them along with me for the first time. This is 2 of many backgrounds that I've got, and I think the blue really came out well against the black cap and gown there. Really pleased with that. She's a beautiful girl, and these came out great. So really pleased with these. So anyway, hope that helps you. Let me start over. Hope that helps you guys out. Sometimes I get my thoughts and words that just rush out, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, hope that helps you guys out. I hope this has, any of the tips or anything that I've talked about has helped you. And, we're all in this boat together, like I've said many times, and, we're all learning together. I don't mind, I'll bring myself back on the screen here. I don't mind sharing my settings, my camera settings, anything like that with you guys. I mean, we're all here to learn together. And if there's anything that I can help you all with, or that has helped you with in watching this video, then that's, you know, that's great. And I mean, that's what it's here for. One of the big things I think that I know I did as well, and if you're just starting in studio lighting, the big thing is get the subject away from the background. That's the big thing. I didn't know about that at all, and this is, like I said, this is going 10, 12, 13 years ago. But, you know, I just threw up the background, put the subjects there. It was my boys at the time. And of course, I'm looking at the image inside Lightroom version 1 or 2 at the time when it first came out, or whatever it was, and seeing all the shadows, and I'm like, what in the world? But, you know, it's just part of learning. It's just part of growing in your knowledge with the camera, with the lights, studio lighting, things like that. And you know, like I said, if I can help you in any way, that's awesome, because there's been so many people and so many videos that help me. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the live stream here, and let me back myself out here. I'll have more coming the rest of the week. I took last week off to spend some time with the family and had a great time up north. But as you can see, I'm jumping right into it. One of my goals is, as it sounds, is I'd like to do, whether I upload or go live, I'd like to do that once a day at least, and talk about something different, show you some behind the scenes, whatever. But that's kind of my goal. I've got to where I'm kind of doing it 2 or 3 times a week. I'd almost like to get it every day, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's been beneficial. I love doing this. I love seeing this. I love showing it. I love talking about it, and just having a great time with everybody. So thank you for watching the live stream today, guys. There'll be more the rest of the week, and let me go ahead and get myself out here. And thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.